Still at it. So kenrg says he doesn't think he could really quilt because that's the most he's ever really done is sew on a button. There you go. You could do it with buttons. You could get some old clothes or something, whatever, you know, don't go buy anything. You know, on this quilt I didn't buy one thing. It was dull from just stuff. Granted, you don't have this much stuff. I know that, because you're a sane individual. Anyway, you could have a piece, make something small. You could have a piece of fabric, maybe 12-inch square, 15-inch square, and then just sew some things onto that. Don't think about it. Don't worry about how it's going to look. I mean, you could invent a whole new thing. It could be fabulous. So, sew some things on, and sew on buttons. You know, the Inuit people and other northern tribes make these fantastic blankets and things. The designs are all made from shirt buttons, and they're really spectacular. So much for that. Then, veolettina. She actually wants to be sewing her couch, her sofa, because if you're watching this Quilting Bee, presumably you already know about veolettina because you're reading the comments, so I don't have to recap all that. So I've got two ideas for you, dear, to make this all easy to happen. Two things you have to get. One, the needle that you're using, it has to be more than just a tapestry needle, or it needs to be one of those curved needles. Then you can really go into the crevices and get the things a really nice job. This is a chair I made. Actually, I didn't do the upholstery itself, but I made the cover and then somebody sewed it. She used a needle like that. The other thing you really need is a spray can of deterrent, some vile-smelling thing that makes a cat just want to leave home, and spray that sofa. Okay, now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. The other can, whom I also have spent time with in real time, a ryvrvlogr. This says it all. Read his comment. Always he wanted to learn to play the guitar, but then he got a guitar, and he has this kind of poignant sentence at the end. You'd think that with 24 hours in the day, minus of course eating and sleeping, whatever, I could find 30 minutes every morning to work on learning to play the guitar, to learn to play the guitar. Would you want to do that? Huh. I wouldn't want to do that. The whole idea would turn me off. I think of a million reasons not to do it. The danger word here is learn. Forget that. Forget that. Pretend like you're... I used to tell my harpsichord students this, especially if they were coming from piano and thought that, oh, well, since harpsichord has a keyboard, it looks just practically like a piano, so, oh yeah, let me play the D minor, toccata, and fugue. No, the state of mind they had to be in was one of discovery, and I suggested they imagine that they just got off a spaceship. They're from Mars or something. And they see this thing. And it's sort of big, and it's got all this long thing with these black and white things that move, and they make a noise. Oh, what does that sound like? That's what you should be doing with the guitar. Forget learning it. That comes later. It's like my painting teacher used to say when I asked her about pigments and color wheel and all that, she would always just say, shut up and paint. You've got a project in your mind. It's a project. There's nothing fun. It doesn't sound like an exploration or an adventure. So you need just pick it up, hold it. It might be a while before you even realize it makes a pitch, a tone. There's a tone. Or you might not think to even do anything with the strings. You might just hold it. That could be very nice. And as you would hold it, you would hear maybe a resonance, some deep resonance coming from when the wood hit part of your body, or you struck a piece of the wood of it. You hadn't even got to the strings yet. Forget playing the Bach chaconne or Crosby, Stills and Nash or whatever. You want to just discover it. If you can get into a state, yes, well, how are you going to get into that receptive state? There's pot, there's a drink, there's kayaking, there's going for a walk, anything that might put you in that receptive state of adventure rather than this is a project I really should be doing. Keep us posted on that. There again, it's having the adventure of discovery. There's so much responsibility imposed, self-imposed, a lot of it. Forget it, Ken. Just explore. You'll be surprised. You might find yourself sitting there much longer than you ever thought. Now we've got somebody watching the quilting bee who's deaf. It's not funny, I'm sorry, but it's interesting. So then TK suggested that she go on the YouTube, the thing at the top there where it says other, or there's something. I went and looked at it. Anyway, it texts out what you said. This is presuming that the person who is speaking slowly and carefully. Then you might get something that made some sense. But I looked at it as totally bizarre and completely different words than I had actually been saying. So maybe I'll do a video at some point that is nonverbal. Could be good.